A happy-go-lucky refers to a type of attitude where somebody sort of does whatever they do. They've got a happy personality, but at the same time, they don't necessarily prepare for the future, and they don't necessarily work very hard to achieve anything in the future. So they're happy on the one side. On the other side, they are relying on luck to get them through life. Now, if somebody happens to have, let's say rich parents, or they happen to have a lot of security of sorts in their life, then they can, somehow manage to be happy-go-lucky and get through life. But for most people, if they're too happy-go-lucky, it becomes a negative because then they don't accomplish anything. Okay, so typically happy-go-lucky people will not be too concerned about negative things or bad things happening. They'll tend to have an optimistic attitude about things and just assume that everything is going to work out okay. So they're optimistic and fun to be around. And also sometimes they're more serious than they let on. The happy-go-lucky part is a little bit of a facade, and they actually do work on trying to achieve what they want to get, but they just don't let negativity slow them down. Let's see, I've got this friend who was a very happy-go-lucky sort of guy, and he ended up becoming a surgeon, which I wasn't sure was such a great fit for the guy. And he actually ends up doing, pretty serious stuff where he saves people's lives from trauma. And I would think that most people would just become very, very upset and morose about this. But for some reason, he never lets this affect him personally. And he manages to maintain his happy-go-lucky personality. And at the same time, he's responsible. So he seems to be a real contradiction. But he is an excellent surgeon, too. My friend John, he got yelled at by the boss. And then he went out to lunch and he crashed his car. And I thought that this would turn into a real bad day for him. But by the afternoon, he was his usual happy-go-lucky personality again, and he didn't seem to let it bother him. ESL-fullsteamahead.com